There are thousands of people in the last month who have turned into meme coin millionaires, and the way we've done this is by finding coins before they pump, leading to them making 100x's, 200x's, even thousands of x's, and turning hundreds and thousands of dollars into millions of dollars. So in this video I'm going to show you how to find coins before they pump. What I'm also going to go over is to know when the best time to buy into a coin is, and also the best time to cash out and take your profit, instead of round shipping. So instead of buying down here at 7 million, it going up to 450 million, and then it going all the way down back to 7 million, and even worse, going back to 5 million, 4 million, and you selling for a loss even though it went up here. So I'm going to teach you how to stop that from happening, because I'm sure that most of you guys have been there before. You bought a coin, whether it's at a couple of 100k or whether it's at a couple million. You bought it early, so you bought it around here, it went up a lot, but then it started dipping and you sold it around here as well. So I'm going to teach you the methods that I personally use to not round trip. The first indicator I look for, and the question I ask myself when I'm looking at a coin, is are there similar coins to this that have pumped up to very high market caps? If so, if the answer is yes, that's a tick in my box. I'll show you an example of my Baron coin. So if we go into a Baron coin here, we can see that it reached an abnormally high market cap. It went up to 450 million. A little bit above that even. And the reason why it went up so high is due to the fact that it wasn't some random coincidence. No, it was the fact that Melania had just pumped, Trump previously had just pumped to $70 billion, Melania to around $10 billion. Some people wanted to get in early because of these people who had missed out on Trump and Melania, thought that this is their golden ticket to success and to profit. Now, this coin wasn't even affiliated with Baron Trump, but the hype and the speculation purely drove the price to this huge market cap that we see here. So what this coin done really well is it managed to capitalize on the FOMO that everyone's feeling after we saw that Trump was at such a high market cap and Melania was at such a high market cap. So they created a coin and they were very good at marketing it. But let's say we saw it around here. Let's say that we saw it around a couple $1 million market cap. Let's say we even saw it here after it started dipping and it was at a $10 million market cap. So what we look for, if we're looking at this coin, we look for the second indicator, which is the fact that volume is still there after a huge dump. So it literally goes from 80 million, almost 100 million, it almost touches 100 million, 99 million, goes down to $2 million. But as we see, even while it's at $2 million, we're on a 30-second time frame, and the average volume is around $50,000 every 30 seconds, which is around, give or take, $500,000 in the last 5 minutes. Now, the fact that it picks up and it revives after being completely dumped on shows there are still a substantial amount. We're not speaking about a couple of people trading it. We're not speaking about $100 in volume in the last 5 minutes. We're speaking about $500,000 in volume in the last 5 minutes at a market cap coin that just went from $80 million to $2 million. But it's still consistently generating volume, and as you see, the price increases. Now, it doesn't look like a lot, but this basically does a 5x. Right, so here where I'm hovering my mouse is a 5x. And the volume literally goes up the same as a chart. This is why I speak so much about volume on my channel. Without volume, a price is never going to move up. If the volume always stays the same, then what is it that's going to push the price up? There's nothing that's going to lead to the pump of a coin if there is no volume from the beginning. Even if there was to be really bullish news that would make you think that everyone's going to buy, there are still going to be sellers as the coin pumps up. So there's going to be sellers that haven't got their transactions through. There's going to be sellers that are on Jupiter, they can't see the price chart, they don't know anything about the news, they just see the coin pumping. There are liquidity pools that are going to counteract sudden price movements in order to generate fees. You're never going to see a 5-minute time chart where there's 100% buy volume or 100% sell volume unless the graph is broken, which has happened quite a lot with DEX screening recently. But as we see here, it's typically 50%. And if a volume was to stay at $400,000 and there's 5% more buy volume than sell volume, then that would only really lead to $20,000. But let's say there was $10 million in volume and there's a 5% more buy volume than sell volume. That is $500,000 for the upside. That is what causes a coin to pump. When you see consistent increases in volume after a coin's been dumped, yet it still looks like there are people trading it, and in fact more holders jumping in, more makers, which is this number here, the amount of different wallets that are interacting with the coin, that is normally a bullish sign that this coin still has attention even after it's been dumped or before it's even pumped in the first place. Even when the price here was consolidating, it was going from 40 million to 30 million to 40 million to 30 million. There was still a huge amount of volume, and it doesn't look like a lot compared to all of these stuff. But this, if this was 50,000 per 30 seconds, then this must at least be 100,000, which is $1 million volume in the last 5 minutes, which I count, and I think a lot of people would say, is a lot of volume. If you look at Trump coin right now, it's probably sitting at $3-4 million in volume, and that's at a $40 billion market cap. So even if we use this coin currently as an example, we look at the volume, and it's at 640,000. When we started speaking about it, it was at around 250,000. So it's tripled, and the volume's now at almost 700,000. But what do we see happen to the price? Well, we see that it went from 40 million to 53 million, which is over 20% increase. And the 5-minute volume just touched over 700,000 and is increasing. So I think that really proves the point on how important volume is. And if we look at here, it is around 50%. You know, there's maybe 3-4% more percentage of buy volume, and it's going to stay around the same because there's always going to be people buying and selling. But it really depends on the little percentages, and it really depends on how much volume there is. I'm about to go into a third indicator, which I believe is a proven way to find out if a coin is going to pump or not. But quickly before that, hit me up on X if you need help earning money in the meme coin space, whether that's bundling coins, generating volume and cashing out at the right time, whether it's trading, hitting 10x's, 100x's, turning hundreds of thousands of dollars into hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars. Whatever it is, whatever way you want to start earning money in this space. Right, this bull run's not going to last for long. Hit me up at 1tier crypto on X. It's going to be in the bio. For a limited time only, I'm doing half price on my hours of footage and the one-on-one coaching that I'm going to give you if you promise to, after I help you start printing money, that you give an honest testimonial about what you thought of a course in my Discord server. So let's start earning money together. Let's get you rolling. Let's get you earning money in this space where we don't know if it's going to last for 1 more month or 1 more year. But it's best that you start now so you maximize the profits. The third indicator is very important, especially for a Pump.Fun token. Now this one works especially well when it comes to narratives, news stories, memes, whatever, but something that's hot and trending. Stargate is basically a project where they're going to invest in AI that Trump just mentioned. What we're looking for is how quickly the coin bonds. So if we look here, the coin was deployed at 6:43:09. So 43 minutes, 9 seconds. And it bonded less than a minute after. So it went from 9k to 100k in less than a minute. And then it took 2 minutes to migrate. And after it migrated, it instantly went up to 700,000. And basically the people who sniped whilst it was migrating earned a 7x in, we're speaking seconds. Literal 20-30 seconds. The way that you can snipe while it's migrating, like for example, if you had sniped this coin, you would have done a 40x in 3 minutes. The way you can snipe it is by using NovaClick. NovaClick is basically a free sniper that has over 100,000 monthly users and is growing in size, but only use the official link that I'll link down below, because there are a lot of fake links and a lot of people out there to scam you, where they link a fake NovaClick and the second you deposit something, they instantly drain your wallet. The way you set the amount of Solana that you're going to snipe with is by going to a Chrome extension after you've downloaded it and changing the quick amount to whatever you want to snipe with. So let's say 3 Solana. You press save, and then what you do is then you just click on the snipe as it's migrating. So this coin, Soravana, you just click on it and bang, you set an order for the second it migrates, you're going to be one of the first transactions. But that's not the only way we can get a good entry. We can also get a good entry by buying in after there's been massive sell-offs after a migration. So what we're looking for is that the people who bought all around here start taking their profits after it migrates, and after a couple minutes it takes, they decide, okay, I want to take some profits. Well, whether it's their initial position so they can cover it, whether it's all of the profits so they can just cash out, it's really up to what the coin is. But it's still, whether they take out 20% of their position or 100% of their position, it's still going to dump a little bit. And as there's hundreds of holders normally on a migrated coin, the coin normally dumps. So as we see, it went all the way down, just after migrating, it went all the way down to 60k, and even lower, it went all the way down to under 50k. So if you had entered around here, right, then you would have been perfectly set up for a 4x in a couple of minutes. But how do we spot these? Well, what we see, what we look for, is is there enough volume? So is there $1 million volume in the last 5 minutes? So if there is $1 million in the last 5 minutes, we can go into the next one. The second one, is it down at least 40% from its all-time high? Now, so if we look here, its all-time high was around 120,000, 110,000, and it dips down to 50. So yeah, that's a tick in a box because it is down and we're 40% in its all-time high. And second, are there still a lot of holders, and are there people buying in with substantial amounts? So I'm not speaking about amounts like this, at 0.02 or 0.1 or even 1 sold. I'm speaking about buy-ins that are 3 sold, 5 sold, 10 sold. Are there people buying in with that substantial amount? Now, if the market cap's at around 50k, then we'll be looking for more like, okay, other buyers of 1, 2 sold. But if the market cap pumped up to a million and it's now at 400k, then we're looking for buyers of around 5 sold, 10 sold, because it's a higher market cap. So you need to filter out for even bigger buys. So if all of these boxes are ticked, then that normally signals, for me at least, of course there's no guarantee that it's going to pump, but it normally signals a good sign. And I'd normally go on to look at how the coin does and if it hits the other 3 indicators. So if it hits that there's enough volume, if it hits that there are similar coins that have done well, and third, if it has bonded in a fast amount of time. So if we were to look at a recently launched coin that launched 5 minutes ago, if we were to look at, does it tick all boxes? So did it bond fast? Did it migrate quickly? Yes, it did. Now AI coins don't always need to migrate quickly, and the reason is due to the fact that its chart could sometimes look like this. So the coin could have actually existed for an hour, but they posted see on their Twitter after an hour. So it really depends. But if a coin is completely flat and then bonds instantly, then that's another good sign. So you would count that as bonding instantly. So basically after they've officially posted a CA, how fast does it bond? The second one, are there similar coins that have done well like this? Well, yeah, this is an AI coin. It's an all-in-one AI platform. Yeah, that's a good sign. Third, is there volume? Yes, there's substantial volume. We're speaking millions in the last 5 minutes. And that is what pushed up the price to 5 million. Let's now say that the coin is at $1 million. So people have taken their profits. The people who bought in early have taken their profits. It's gone a couple minutes. You know, the new buys haven't really stepped in yet. And the price is trending down. But what do we see? We see that there's still a lot of volume. I was looking at this coin then, so I can tell you that there's substantial big buy amounts coming from big wallets. So that's a check. There's volume. And also, was it down from at least 50% or 40% from its all-time high? Yes. From 4 million to around 1.3 million. Yes. That means it would be a bullish sign for me. I'll look more into a project and then I'll probably buy in. And what is it that happened to the coin? We're pumped all the way up to where it is right now at 9 million. So this is just an example 37 minutes ago that follows the exact rules that I went over just now. And it really shows that these indicators do work. But now let's go over when to sell. Now there's no definite answer for this because it really depends on the coin. But what I like to say is that especially because we're trading Pump.Fun meme coins and 90% of the coins that we're trading are going to zero, I would like you and I challenge you to take your profits very aggressively. So even after a 3x, like let's say you bought in at 500k, right? And it goes up to 3.5 million. I want you to already, by the time it hit 2 million, and I know you're going to say, oh yeah, but it went to 3 million. Yeah, but by the time it's at 2 million, I want you to already take your initials, right? So you leave a moon bag, you leave 70% for because of you believe in the project. But really, you should be covering your initials because you don't want it to go to 2 million, but then you don't take any profit and it dumps that down to 50k and you lose everything. You want to at least take your profits because you don't want to have a successful trade or what would have been a successful trade actually make a dent in your wallet. Now, of course, it's hard to say depending on the coin. So let's say I have a lot of conviction in this coin. I may only take my profits around here. I may take a couple of profits after a huge pump up. But then I'd probably keep, I'd set a price range for his target. So I'd say that, no, I'm going to sell most of my position when it's at around 20 million. So when you say, okay, around that range, I'm going to take profits completely. I'm not going to full clip. I'm going to slowly DCA it out. But let's say you don't have a lot of conviction. Then even here, right? Even here you should be taking profits all along the way. In this video, I've gone over 3 indicators. Are there similar coins that have pumped like this? Is there volume? And did it bond quickly, showing that the people believe in the project and people were willing to full ape in without knowing 100% of a project? Then I also went over the best times to buy. So the best times to buy, whether it's sniping after migrating through NovaClick, whether it's buying after initial sell-off after migration due to people taking in profits. And I've also gone over shortly, and this is more of an art of taking profit, but I believe that you should take profit all the time. So you should be selling 3%, 3%, 4%, 5%, 3%, 4% every now and then, and especially after you see a big pump up. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said, if you want to start earning money in the meme coin space, whether it's creating coins, providing liquidity, or trading, DM me on X, I can sort you out and we'll get you started earning money. Bye, see ya.